And I've always been interested in the things that we take for granted in our lives. And I guess one of those things that immediately sprung to mind was afternoon tea, because I'd always loved it. I remember my mother wearing beautiful tea gowns, which were very fashionable in those days. And always, the tea was always served on a paper doily. But the other nostalgic connection that I have with afternoon tea, and I'm sure other people do, and that's why they feel so fondly about it, is children's birthday parties. The highlight of the afternoon was the laden tea table with cakes and chips, little bags of chips, individual bags of chips, and wobbly jellies as well, with balloons on chairs. And this was something that was just so exciting because it was just very different from what you'd experience at home. So I think people just have these wonderful, warm feelings in their heart when you mention afternoon tea. Of course, there are international versions of that. For example, there's the great tradition of the Parisian salon du thé. There are the Viennese coffee houses, which serve exquisite patisserie. Added to that, of course, you've got in the Far East, you've got your ancient tea traditions, which go back actual centuries. And those are quite rigid in those traditions. You know, when it was started by the Duchess of Bedford, she had the idea in around 1840. So we're talking about just under 200 years, because in those days, the aristocracy, they would have lunch around midday and dinner would be fashionably late in their big houses. And she would find her stomach, even though she was wearing these tight corseted dresses, her little stomach would start rumbling in the middle of the afternoon. So she rang the bell for her servant and hit upon the idea, could you just bring a few little pieces of little sweetmeats or perhaps some bread and butter on a tray for just to get me through with my cup of tea. And she started inviting her friends to join her. And then one of her friends was Queen Victoria. And so Queen Victoria liked the idea. So she would invite her friends to court and have afternoon tea. It soon took off. I think how you present your tea is a reflection of the times. Tea parties for children's birthday parties. In my children's generation, you were looking at sort of TV and movie characters that you could theme the tea to. And I think tea will always be with us. I think we'll always love it. And I think because hotels are so wedded to it, because they know that it's what tourists want, visitors want. Even for us, in Britain, it's still a real treat. It's something you would do perhaps on Mother's Day, something you'll do on a special birthday or an anniversary. And so that's why we've just got such lovely feelings about it, because we don't do it every day. When I prepared the proposal for the book, which I sent out to publishers, I had a vision of what I wanted the book to look like. But most importantly, who I imagined would be reading it. So I imagined my reading audience, and probably that was gleaned a lot through the responses from the people that would come to my lectures, and how many people had actually said, you must write a book, I want the book, I want the book. So I think if people are thinking about writing a book, picture the person who's going to be sitting reading it. And picture what the book's going to look like. It's sumptuously illustrated, both in terms of food and beautiful paintings and gorgeous little sort of vignettes, drawings. It will make you salivate. The designer has done the most amazing job. It looks gorgeous. I keep saying I could eat the book. Lots of literary references, by the way, particular afternoon tea items that are mentioned in books and in movies. So lots of references there. So it's very diverse. Every single page is totally different, and you'll learn lots of new stuff.